Oh my goodness, I am so excited, and I hope you're excited too. Today is the first ever Dear Skinny Friends. Hi Ari, thanks so much for joining. You guys are in for such a huge surprise. I know, right? So, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to my stories, but I made an announcement that we were going to do something super exciting and new. I am so happy to be able to do this, to be able to bring this to you. And I think if you guys stick with me, you're going to see that you are in for some amazing information, amazing treats, and it's going to be so much fun. So, Dear Skinny Friends, do me a favor, type in the comments a 1 if you have seen my story talking about Dear Skinny Friend and what it means. And if you haven't, type in a 2. No, I don't know the Arabic and I'm not even paying attention to it, so it is what it is. So type in a 1 if you have seen the comments, and type in a 2 if you have not. Let me know. And I'm going to tell you what it is. Give me just a second. Let me take care of some housekeeping tips. What's up, Big Bone Belinda? That is one of my exciting pieces of information. So, okay, some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. So, Dear Skinny Friends is basically, I have been having conversations with my smaller sized friends for some time now. We've had conversations around what it is like to be in a big body. Some of them have been around dating, some of them have been around work life, some of them have been around just us going out and hanging out and the nuances. And I realized that so many of them didn't understand or hadn't even thought about certain things that I run into being in a larger body and living in a larger body. So with that came the idea of Dear Skinny Friends, because I know that our skinny friends love us just as much as we love them, right? Yes, I will leave this up. It's going to go into IGTV. So if you can't stay on, it will be here. But I hope you can stay on. So we know that we love our Dear Skinny Friends and they love us, right? And they don't ever want to leave us out or make us feel bad. And there's sometimes like this big, huge communication gap that we need to fill. But nobody's talking about it. So I want to talk about it. So we are going to weekly be bringing you every Tuesday a new Dear Skinny Friend around a new topic. I am encouraging you guys to come join me. This is going to work best when you guys actually do come join me. So I'm going to bring you on live. I have the link in my stories where you can submit the form so that you can come on live with me. And the form is just so that I can pick all of our topics out and get everything scheduled and let you know when we're going to do everything and how we're going to do everything. And let's just have a conversation. It's going to be quick, 25-30 minutes. We're going to spend some time together every Tuesday talking about these things, and maybe we can kind of bridge some of these gaps that we have, right? So today's Dear Skinny Friends. I asked you guys a week ago, what were some of the things that you wish that the world in general knew about living in a larger body that they might not understand, or maybe some things that they might have some stereotypical beliefs around that you wanted to discuss. And can you guess the number one answer? I'm going to give you guys like 30 seconds. Type in real fast what you think the number one thing that everybody wanted to discuss was. Can you guess? Somebody. Fluffy to fierce. Sex. Anybody else? Any guesses? sex, 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 sex was the number. Y'all are some freaks. Okay, no, just joking. But that was the number one thing, was sex. Everybody wants to talk about sex. Everybody's doing it. You know, the worries and fears of going out and about was probably second or third, but sex was the number one thing. I got so many responses that said sex. So today, I have a special treat. I have two special people that I absolutely adore that are coming on to talk with us about their experiences with sex, being in a larger body. And then I have a wonderful friend of mine that is a sex therapist, and she is coming on to talk to us as well. So, without further ado, we are going to get this party started. I'm going to bring on my first friend, 600-pound life. Where are you? Can you request to join, Jazz, so I can bring you on? So Jazz is one of my wonderful friends. She has been here with me from the beginning, and she is going to come on. Let's see if she can send a request. If you can't hit the request button, okay, I'm going to bring you on first. Okay, so technology, right? We're going to see if this works. So hopefully you guys come back in, because I'm ready. Hi, Jazz. Let's see if this works. I popped out. I told Belinda to pop out. And let's see if she comes back in and if it works. Hi, guys. Thanks for coming back in. So everybody can hear me and see me fine, right? Everything's working well? Hey, Virgo Fitness. Hey, Curvy Girl Co. Hi. Okay. Perfect. So let's see if she pops back in. Jazz, do me a favor and try and pop in real quick. Can you request to join? Yes, I will leave this up. Yeah, you can go now, Jazz. Can you request to go live with me? Oh, let me see. Let me add you. There you are. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, let's see. Before we start, can everybody see? Can everybody hear?
Can you see?
And Big Bo Melinda, I know that you popped back on. Jazz has something to do really quickly, so I brought her on, and then we'll go back to you. But can everybody see and hear?
I can hear. I can see.
Okay. Thank you, Leah. Type of 1. Okay, you can hear. Okay. She said that they can hear. So, fantastic. Okay. Hopefully it works when we pop her out and pop Belinda back in. Okay, fantastic. So, Jazz, we've known each other for a while.
Yes.
Right? Introduce yourself. Tell everybody how
Hi, I'm Jasmine.
And tell me a little bit about your experience.
Okay, I've had a lot of experiences. I'm very experienced. It's different experiences for it's different experiences for different men. Some men can't handle big women, so they just like to do it from the back. You know what I'm saying? Right. Then the other men, you know, you got some that'll lift your leg up and hold. See, I'm not gonna hold my own leg; it's too heavy. You know what I'm saying? But you got some that'll hold the leg up for you. That's right. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the from the back is so boring. But listen, I'm big. I'm not gonna get on top. But what I've done is had them sit in a chair.
Okay.
And do it that way. You know, usually you get on top, you riding. So I'll just have them sit in a chair and I'll like get on top that way.
She said, make it work for her.
I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work.
So you feel like from behind is like the lazy, like the...
I
the
feel like from
excuse.
behind, it's just normal. It's, you know, mediocre.
I get it. You know what? I agree. I
Yeah.
feel like if a man is well versed in what he's doing and confident in what he's doing, there's
He
no
gonna flip
need.
you.
Like
He gonna
there's
raise your leg up. He gonna lift your
right.
leg up. Yes, like, you know, a
Like
lot of
we can
men, they, I
still
don't
do
know if they
all
be.
of the stuff. We can
Yes,
still
we
do
can.
all of
I'm
the
very
things.
limber. Yes.
And that is like one of the number one things. People are so surprised when they see us big girls and we're flexible. And
I
it's
can
like,
touch
what do
my
you
toes.
mean?
I can lift my leg up. Like, yes.
You can toot it up.
I can toot it up. Yes, I can arch it. I can bend over. I can do all of that.
I love it. Oh my goodness. So what is like one of the stereotypes that you encountered, like in dealing with men, that you wish
The
would go away?
stereotype. Oh Lord, my son that came outside. I'm about to go, son. Yeah, tell him I'm ready. Um, the biggest stereotype I think is that they automatically assume that's the only way you can do it is from the back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like that's what they assume that. So that's the natural way to do it. That's the first way that they do it. And I just be like, we can do other things.
Right. Like get creative.
No, I don't feel like penis have to be a certain size, girl. Let me tell you, no, no.
Now see, I
Cause I
have
done
a different
had some
opinion
small.
on that.
No, Jazz, listen. Okay, my booty cheeks, my butt big. So you gotta get past the cheeks. As long as you can get past them cheeks, we good. So I've had some small penises that were wonderful. Like they can, but you gotta be a small man, like, cause you can get up in there. You know what I'm saying?
You can't have a belly. See, that's one of my things is people say I'm discriminatory because I
Well,
don't
no.
date bigger guys, but a
Right,
lot
me
of it has
neither.
to do with
Well, no.
logistics. Like I
Close the
have
door.
enough belly and ass for everybody. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily need. Yes, big butt problems 101, Chaz. Exactly.
Yes.
Like
And my booty is big, but long as the man can get up in there, I'm good to go.
right. Exactly. Exactly. And that's how I
Yeah.
feel. Hold on
So
one moment. Shut the door, please. Shut my bedroom door.
I know.
Shut
Look,
my
they
bedroom.
all in.
Yeah, go upstairs and shut the bedroom door. Sorry, y'all.
I thought it was gonna be just
My
me, Jazz.
bedroom
You
door.
know, Darren that came
Yeah,
outside.
go upstairs. The kids came in. They weren't
I
supposed to
know
be
Darren
here
came
yet.
outside. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm
He
live.
can't
Go
hear me
upstairs.
though. I have my
I'm
headphones in.
live. Go upstairs, please. I am so sorry, y'all. Girl.
It's
Kids.
life. It's life.
So, yeah, preference is preference. I do agree.
I don't like big eyes. I feel like it's
What
too
you
much.
need is
I'm
a
too big.
carjack. What you need is
A
a
carjack
carjack.
for what? What that mean?
That's my question.
A
Please,
carjack for what?
I don't know if
Elaborate,
he's
please.
being funny or not, but we're
Yeah,
gonna
I don't
move
know if he's
past
being
that.
funny either, but he got the right one to be funny with today.
Okay, we're gonna move past all of that. Because you are one of the people, if you're trying to be facetious, that we are trying to reach and get you to understand that just because our bodies look differently doesn't
Right.
mean that we need anything different or that we're not as capable or that it's any less of an amazing experience. It's
I get
all
mine just like
what.
everybody else.
Thank you. Thank you.
I get mine just like everybody else.
Girl,
And
toot
I
your
don't have a
horn.
problem
Nobody's
getting it
playing with
either.
anybody. But the one thing we won't have is the disrespect. So, and that's what all of this is about, is to bridge that gap so that we can stop with the disrespect and the hateful comments and, all of that commentary.
But those be the ones that like the fat women. I'm right there.
Pretty much. Pretty
Yeah.
much. We'll talk about diet later, Leah. If you check my feed, you'll understand. You'll see the answer to that question. So we've talked about the stereotypes. We've talked about what you like. Is there anything else that you want to share about your experience?
My experience is, like I said, it's just,
Go ahead.
you really get addicted to the diet when you try all you have to.
Okay, we're not going to talk. I love the comments and the suggestions. This one is not going to be about diet. This one is specifically about sex and about our experiences with our sex, sexuality, and all of that stuff. So you can check my profile. You can go through my posts. You can check out the answers to all of those questions and leave your suggestions in the inbox. But we want to keep it on topic today. So no disrespect. It's just, this one is not for diet and exercise. It's a little bit different today.
We talking about the fat girls that be doing it too.
Yes, and we're not talking about trying to lose weight. We're talking about loving who we are, how we are. Okay?
How we are.
And it doesn't mean that we don't have goals and things we want to accomplish regarding our health. But there is still absolutely a need to be comfortable in and love where we're at.
Exactly.
Can we talk about lesbian experiences?
I cannot.
Uh-oh. We're losing you, Jazz. Oh, you broke up. Are you back?
I said I cannot. I'm not a lesbian, so I can't talk about that.
We'll get to that. Chaz said we will talk about that in a moment. You're right, Chaz. We will talk about that in a moment. So, the one thing that you want everybody to know, you said that we have...
Oh, the one thing that I want everyone to know?
Mm-hmm.
We have sex just like everybody else, period.
Yes, we have sex just like everybody else.
Yes.
And
often. I have sex often.
She said, do I need to count the days of the week?
Okay, I have sex often. I like having sex, okay?
I love it. You know what? You have to. It's a part of a good, healthy lifestyle. Like, listen.
Absolutely.
You burn calories. And there's been and we'll talk
you burn calories? Yes. Yes, you definitely burn calories.
Yes, and we'll talk about that with Chaz, about like some of the medical benefits.
And it's good. Yes, it is good, girl.
Yes, we do love sex.
Yes.
And they love us, no matter what
they
say.
do, and that's the big stereotype that they think. A lot of people think men don't like fat women, and they love them.
Yes, they absolutely do. They absolutely do. Well, Jazz, I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing a little bit of your experience. I know you have to go. I'm going to let you pop
I gotta go. I'm going to be late, but I love you.
Girl.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. I absolutely love what Jazz said. We have it. We love it. It's fun. It is what it is. Let's see. Let me see if I can bring Belinda on now. Give me just a moment, guys. Okay. Y'all, this is new. Bear with me. Bear with me. Here we go. Oh, it won't let me request. Are you still on? Big Bone Belinda? Do I need to send you a message? Now, you guys, you know your name is not Big Bone Belinda. If it is, I will bring you on. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, you are here. Can you request to go live? Because it won't let me add you. I tried to send you an invite. So let's see if we can make this work. If not, maybe pop out and pop back in. Let's see. So while we're waiting, what are some of you guys' experiences? What are some of the stereotypes that you've run into? I'm going to run through some of these comments. Boys are kind of cray because they just like the skinny girls, no offense, but they just like them because how they look, and it's hard getting a boy because people judge you first before they get to know you. Some boys, not all boys. I will tell you, I have been overweight all my life and have never had a problem having a boyfriend. And there's a difference between a boy and a man. If I can give you any other advice, there's definitely a difference between a boy and a man. And a man or a young man that is confident in his manhood has no qualms about being with whoever he likes, whatever they look like, period. He likes what he likes. That's just like for us. A 5'10" woman that loves her some short men is confident with that short man.
Yes.
Period.
Definitely.
A black man that loves white women, a white man that loves black women, men that fall in love with people of shorter stature. It is what it is. So you have to understand that those boys that don't look at you are not the right ones for you. And they're not ever going to do anything good for you. And it's their loss.
Different.
I know you've heard it before. Trust me, 38 years of experience. You don't need them. You don't need them. I don't know how old you are, honey. I know you're younger, but trust me. So I'm going to come up off my soapbox. And I'm so glad you are back.
I'm back. I can see myself now, so I'm hoping everyone can see me and hear me. Yeah, I don't know what was up with the phone.
Before we get started, can we all hear both of us? Are we paused? Yes. Okay, we're good. Can you see the comments?
I can see everything.
Yes. Okay. I hate the, I don't do big girls, but you can get it. Right.
Oh.
Right.
Because my whole entire life. And I used to be into it, and my girlfriends know that I used to get off on being a man's first big girl because I literally was so many men's first big girl. And now that I'm older, no, I want a man that knows what he wants, and I'm kind of over that. But it was fun when I was younger. It really was fun to just be that for somebody, and mind you, knowing what I'm giving and what I'm doing, knowing that I'm going to change their mind in a good way. You know, it was fun, but I'm 31, so I'm kind of over it.
It gets old fast. And for me, I was several men's first big girl, and then they went on to marry the next one. And it's you know, I'm happy for you, and that's wonderful for you, and they weren't the ones for me. However, like you said, I'm no longer that experiment. You need to know what you want. You need to come knowing what you can do.
Yeah, I don't like how you make it as an experiment. Of course, it's always, I feel, and that's the term that I use is I ain't nobody's experiment. I'm not nobody's science experiment. Right. And as you get older, I've just been having this conversation a lot lately. You get in more tune with your body. Not saying that I didn't enjoy sex when I was younger, but now I know what I like completely. So I can't be anybody's experiment, because I want, when I do have sex with somebody, I want that shit to be explosive between two people that know what they're doing, versus me getting off on meeting a random guy in the street. I've never been with a big joint. Can I be with you? Oh, sure. Let's just have fun.
Pretty much.
I'm cool off that. I'm good. Yeah. I like good sex.
I'm not an amusement park. I am not.
They love it. Thank you. Do I look like Hershey Park if nobody's from the PA area, or Dorney Park, whatever? I am not Six Flags, okay?
Yes, and not a fetish. Oh my goodness. Can we talk real quick about the DMs that we get? Because I know I get the foolishness, so I know you get the foolishness. Can we?
Thank God I don't usually respond to men unless they look good. Then I hit them. But the good-looking men, guess what? Yes. The good-looking men don't approach me in that way. The good-looking men approach me on, I want to take you out on a date. I want to do this.
Yes.
It's the weirdos, you know. Oh, I love fat women. Sit on my face. I'll pay you to do this, and
don't lose too much weight. Don't lose too much weight. I want to feed you. My best one to date was, can you just please come fart on me?
See, the weird shit.
Done.
That's another one of how much weight have you lost, and can you please stop losing weight?
Yeah, for who? For who and for what? For who and for what?
Look at that. These comments are rolling in. I don't know if we can pay attention to all of them.
Biggers are not a fetish, annoying agreed.
What if a boy has a lot in common with you? Okay, I don't know if you want to go. It's your live, so I don't know what you're going into or answering. Doing us a favor. Doing us a favor. I won't go into detail, but trust me, I'm so good. I am so good.
I would be with you if you just lost 10 more pounds.
Really?
If you just lost 10 more pounds. Oh, honey, yes. Yes and yes.
Wow.
I would be with you if you just lost X amount more pounds. Don't lose any more. This was my favorite one. In a long-term relationship, was then told, I don't want you to lose any more weight. It makes me feel threatened because you don't know the type of attention you're going to get once you lose the weight, and you're probably going to leave me.
Yep.
So
Hallelujah.
What you're telling me in all of that is that you felt like I was the best that you could get, and you don't want me to get any better. What does that say about you?
So that is, I've been there. I was in that really. I've been there, and I've always wanted to go for the gastric bypass, but I just never did it. And my boyfriend at the time was like, I just don't think you're going to be with me when you lose all this weight. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not with anybody by force.
Right.
At my biggest, I'm not with anybody by force. If I love you, I love you. This don't got shit to do with weight. But can I say this, though? My biggest was in my 25 area. So now I'm coming back down in weight. I will say this because I'm older and I'm a little wiser. The attention that I'm getting lately and keep, it is a lot. It's a lot of, it's going back to where it used to be, where everywhere I went, hey, so it's going back to that. So yeah, I guess I get what they meant by it. But if I was in love right now, I would still be in love with that person. I don't get that.
Thing is that because I was at the point where I was much smaller and I got a lot of attention being a smaller big girl, right? And then I hit my max. And I saw the shift in attention, but here's the thing. When you have a bullshit radar, you have a bullshit radar. And you can tell when people are there for genuine reasons and not. And if I'm with you, I love you. And no amount of attention that comes in is going to distract me from the fact that I'm in love with you. If I'm single, somebody might talk to me at my smallest that wouldn't have talked to me when I was heavier. Trust and believe that if they have a true hateful attitude, that's going to come out very quickly. Because they're going to see someone that's bigger and say something. And then I'm going to know their character.
Perfect. You did
that.
So
whichever way it goes, I'm going to know. And I can make a decision and decide, is this the type of person of character that I want to spend my life with and I want to pour into and I want to make that physical connection with? Just because I'm skinny, I'm again going to accept it just because.
And so I was listening to the other girl. She was actually hitting a lot of points that I was going to hit before it got cut off. So I was like, oh, yeah, she is preaching about to go back to the sex talk about positions and stuff. Literally, it depends on who you are with. Now, don't get me wrong. And I was writing notes at lunch earlier of like what I wanted to like big things. So hitting it from the back, that, and I have a lot of girlfriends that are smaller. That is just a good position for a lot of females. I genuinely love it from the back. Like, I think I probably come the most from the back. But you do get men that literally just hit it from the back. And then you get men that do it all. I mean, hold the legs. And I'm honestly, I've gotten men in my life that I'm like, am I big? Did you just like...
Did you just flip me? Like, you had the audacity to flip me?
You look at yourself like, am I still... What? Like, they just like, they just know what to do. And then eating pussy. Can we go here? Can we go here? Please. This is how I know when a man is into big girls or have been with big girls. We have a lot going on down there. There is fupa.
But his eye contact, I'm like, you're not looking at my face. You're not looking. It's like if a man was to walk up and look at your titties and be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. No, you're looking at my rack. Not at me.
I think in LA, I think there might be more of the fetish guys out there for some reason.
There are a lot.
I really think that might be like
Yeah.
Listen, in Philly is just kind of like, hey, what's up, Big John? Like that. Like, hey,
I feel like Philly is like, I feel like Philly is like being back in the Midwest. Like they just know, like, and maybe it's like culturally because of the way like we eat and we're raised in like the community, that is just kind of like accepted. It's not even as taboo.
I lived in a more, you know, I guess the suburban area, white people, okay, and I would get more looks. I've lived in the inner city of Philadelphia, North Philly to be exact, and you know, with ethnic, urban, and not even just Black, Puerto Rican, you know, everybody big. Your aunt big, your mom big, your grandmom's big. So it's just really nothing that deep to see a big person, I guess. Right. Maybe down center. No, even when I walk down Center City and it's just nothing. I think it's just certain places, everything's just a little bit different. But yeah, nobody really pays attention. I don't feel it, and I come out right. looking crazy. I come out that, but yeah, like I said, I've never been approached like that with somebody looking at my belly and like, oh, I think that is so sexy. I've never. It's just more of like, what's up, Big John? Like, or whatever. I'll be in a group. No, the big one. The big light one. The big light one. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Thank you. Not the one in the purple sweater. The big one. The big light one.
The big light one. The big light one. So before I got cut off, you did ask a question though, and I didn't get to answer it about, what is it? The myth?
Yes.
The myth about, I mean, and I don't want to say because I can't speak for all big women, but it's the big women smell. And that is like something that, mind you, I'm just a cleanliness person in general. Hygiene is good, but that's something that I do. Like, I have literally been in situations in bed and they're like, yo, you don't smell like anything. And I'm like, what exactly was I supposed to smell like?
Right. Like that surprises you?
What you think I was going to smell like?
Like, I do wash my ass.
I gotta get my leg up there and get all up in here.
Let's be honest. I probably wash better than some of your skinny girlfriends.
Thank you. I have guys that have said that big girls, I think, wash better than, like, I literally meant like, yo, I know skinny bitches that smell disgusting. He said, I think big women take more pride in how they smell.
Right. It smells un-pH balanced.
Smells. That's my girlfriend. Oh, that's a joke that I say. I say their twerk air is un-pH balanced when I smell nasty twerk air.
Yes, and yes. Some women, to be honest, I think that nasty, like bad odor, bad body odor, is not a size thing. It's a personal thing.
It's a personal thing.
If you are going to have bad BO, you're going to have it. Yeah, you're going to have it no matter what size you are. If you're not focused on cleaning yourself properly, you're not focused no matter what size you are. You know what I mean?
And that's probably a whole other conversation for a health talk, but that is something like, you need to be mindful of the fingers that are going in your vagina. Are they washing their hands? I have a very sensitive vagina, and literally a dirty finger will throw me off. I practice safe sex with everybody, so I really don't deal with the, you know, when you get, I call it dumped in. It's probably a better term for that. But getting came in, that sounds terrible. Getting dumped in will throw your shit all the way off.
All the way off. Which is why it's so important to know who you're sleeping with, what they're doing, and to protect yourself appropriately, because you have no idea. Jamoki, poor Jamoki, I'm probably scarring you.
Who?
Jamoki Hill. He is a sweetheart. Yeah, it will throw you all the way off, no matter what. And yeah.
Some women act like they don't smell them, so if I smell you, you better smell you. You want to take their nose, like, do you smell that? Smell that.
Listen, you're always the first person to smell yourself, so if you smell yourself, be safe. Go get in the shower.
When I smell myself, that is the only way that, like, if I know I'm going to have sex and I know I'm just not right, like, that is the only, I don't care about mismatched panties and all that bullshit.
Right.
If I am any type of smell, because I am known for smelling, like, good, you ain't getting
I'm going to wash it.
I'm going to go wash it. Like, can I use your bathroom real quick?
Right. Listen.
I think even my little worst smell. Oh, These girls.
I actually carried a bag, and I would be like, even if I'm at your house, before anything transpires, I'm going to get in the shower. If that's a turn off for you, you're probably not the one that I want to mess with right now. So I'll be back.
Make sure you ladies are clean. So that was my myth, is that big women smell. And like I said, I'm very experienced, and not even with all men. I have a lot of guy friends as well. So I always bring up these conversations with them and, my partners and exes. And like I just said, the stink stuff is like, they'd be like, skinny girls smell. Like, skinny girls smell worse than that. I think that was it. I think that's the only thing you got to ask me before it cut off earlier.
Yeah.
And I did want to talk about that.
We've talked about a lot of the stuff that I wanted to talk to you about, just your experience. We've all three of us have talked about our favorite things. Now, me, and I don't know if this is true for you or not, Jazz had brought up the fact that penis size doesn't matter. It's how you use it. I tend to disagree, and I have been called that I reverse stereotype, because I tend to date the smaller men, skinnier men, because
I don't date big men. I don't like big men. I will be the only fat bitch in this relationship.
There are some beautiful big men, but it's just been my experience when it comes down to sexual activities.
I don't even like thicker men.
No.
Like, even when you get into that football body shit,
right.
I've tried it. It's too much. They get lazy. Like, it's too much. It's too much.
That's what I say. Skinnier men be packing. That's what I say. That's.
I also don't like big dicks either, and I don't know. I think she said that. Give me a 5 to 7. I can't take dick. I can't do it. It killed, like, literally 5 to 7, and I am happy. Yeah, no, I don't like big dicks. Can't do it. Won't do it.
Now, you want to know the one, as you say that, there is one thing that I want to know, and I'm not a man, so I'll never know. They always say that fat girl pussy is juicier and tighter. And I want to know if it's true.
Child, listen, I just asked my friend, listen, I don't care what nobody says. Don't nobody get wetter than this. I don't, and I won't believe it. You cannot lie. I won't believe it. There's no way. And all my exes and men that I sleep with,
say the same thing.
They be like, "Yo, that shit right there." And I'm like, is it because we're bigger?
I don't know, but I hear that all the time, and everybody keeps saying, "Yeah, I've heard that too." Facts, facts. Yes, Squirtle. Listen, but I don't know. The
tightness, I know, because I talked to my gyno, is a part of because of our weight is surrounding our cervix, so it's putting pressure down there. So I'm more than sure that has a lot to do with it, because the pressure is building up. So putting a big dick in there probably won't be the best thing to do. But I know bigger women that like big dicks, so maybe it's just me. I just don't like big dicks. I can't do it. Yeah, I just you like big dicks.
I do.
And thank you. There you go. Everybody's body is just different.
They are.
I get excited when I see a big dick. I'm like, oh, we could be friends.
I have a good girlfriend for you, but no, thank you. See,
I have a girlfriend for you. I'll send you her Instagram name, but it won't be me.
Listen. Well, if I get any itty bitty dick pics anymore, I'll send them to you.
5 to 7. Don't hit me. Don't hit me with these.
Okay.
5 to 7. 5 to 7.
I love it.
Bigger.
I love it.
What is it? The bigger, the best. Oh, now the bigger, the better.
That's what I'm saying, Chaz.
Big dick, yes. Yes, I like dick, period. I've only had one dick. Oh. Well, I hope it's a good one.
Yeah, I hope it was too.
Oh, I had a curve before. That shit felt amazing.
Yes, I do agree with that. But it can't be too curved. If it's super big, it can't be too curved, because then that gets painful. But
I don't like big dicks, so we're gonna take your word for it. But what are you gonna do with that? Tickle me? Oh my God, Chad! What do you tickle me?
Oh my goodness, I'm done.
Well, where's the doctor? When she does come on, I really.
That is Chaz. I'm getting ready to bring her on. That's
Can
Chaz.
we find out why we are so wet?
Yes. I'm
like
gonna
literally
bring her
like
on.
it goes in and it's just like.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, that sounds fun.
Okay, so yeah, I hate the long skinny ones. Listen, and let me backpedal. I don't have to have a super huge one. I do like thick penises.
Girth is better than skinny.
Yes.
That can't do anything.
No, for what? For why? Oh my goodness.
What are we gonna do here?
Right. Yeah. Like Chaz said, you're gonna tickle me. We're gonna play find the walls. Oh no. Oh
my God, that was funny.
I thank you so much for coming on and spending this time with me. You are amazing. I love you, and I can't wait to have more of these conversations. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Sex is what I know a lot about.
So I'm going to bring on Chaz because I want to find out if she can tell us scientifically why we're
I want to know, Chaz, why am I so juicy?
And then we're going to address the lesbian thing because Jazz didn't have any experience. Do you have any experience?
I've been with women.
Mm-hmm.
I've been, but meaning like big on big. I've been with a small woman. Actually, first of all, I guess she'd been with bigger women before because she ate my pussy like no other. And I was just like, wait a minute. What's going on here? But I never like did strap-ons with a woman or nothing like that. Just kind of like that. I've eaten a pussy before.
Do you think it makes a difference? Have you been with big and small women or only big or?
One bigger woman, and it's just kind of like messing with yourself. Like I was like, oh, this looks familiar. Yes. The small woman just kind of was. I'm gonna be real with you. If I was a dude, I wouldn't really mess with small women. Sorry.
Yeah. Y'all are great friends. We love you.
I wouldn't be into it.
Look, we can be friends.
Yeah, that's my only thing.
I love it. The only one with the belly still. See? I love it. So you're a lesbian too? Okay, we're going to have this conversation.
Yes.
We are going to move over to Chaz. Thank you so much. And
bye, guys. Bye.
Oh, you guys, this is great. I'm having so much fun. So if you have any questions, I'm getting ready to bring Chaz on, and she is our sex therapist. If it will let me, I don't know why. Okay. It's doing the same thing. Oh, here we go. Chaz and add. I do think we need another live about this, Jazz. I think this was longer than a 20-minute convo.
Oh.
Hi. How are you? I'm good.
I'm over here wilding in the comments.
I know. I'm like, yeah, this is great. This is really, really great. So, first, before I dive in deep, I'll let you introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are and where they can find you.
All right, so my name is Chastity Chandler. I am a licensed mental health counselor and a certified sex therapist. You can follow me on IG, obviously, at Chaz for Change. And you can find me everywhere else pretty much at Chaz for Change as well. I'll drop some more stuff in the comments. But I'm super excited about this conversation. This is my favorite thing to talk about, right?
Yes. And you kind of actually sparked all of this through a conversation that we had. And I said, we need to have this conversation. Like, we need to dig into this. So, thank you. Everybody, give a round of applause to Chaz. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, first question first. Is there, like, science behind why they say that bigger girls are wetter?
So, I had a question, because we keep talking about, I know we're on to talk about sex in larger bodies, but how do we define a bigger girl, right? Because sometimes appearances may be deceiving, right? How I am on the scale versus what you see are two different things, right? So
true.
I'm just saying, I'm pushing 200 on the scale. When you see me, I might not look that way. So different people carry their weight differently. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying all that to say this. I don't think it really has much to do with the size as much as it does about how turned on you are or how much work they're putting in, right? Because depending on my partner, my body is going to respond differently, right? If you're with somebody who knows what they're doing and or you have some other type of connection with them, the big thing I think that's been missing from all of these conversations is intimacy, right? Yes. There's a whole difference between intimacy, right? Yes. And sex. They don't mean the same thing. They are not the same thing, and you can't have one without the other. But sex, when you are intimately connected with someone, I'm talking emotional, spiritually, physically, all of that is going to be different. And it's going, as they always say nowadays, it's going to hit a little different when I actually care about the person I'm having sex with, right? Rather than me just trying to get off. Right. So some people you may be extra juicy with, right? And then other people you might be dry as the Sahara because you're not attracted to them. What they're doing is not turning you on. And then nowadays, people want to straight skip foreplay, right? We act like that just doesn't even exist. Right. Right. I think somebody sent a meme to me last night, right? And it said that pussy hit different when you eat it first, right? Yes. That's what the meme said,
and they think that foreplay is saying like, I want to fuck, like that's foreplay now. Where?
Exactly. Where? But also, if you eat it right, it's a difference between eating it and eating it right, right? So it does hit different when you do that first. But foreplay in general is going to bring about a whole different sexual experience, I think. But also, you know, going back to age and how age plays a factor in natural moisture in the vagina, right? Mm-hmm. We just gonna talk sexual health for a real quick minute. As we get older, our natural moisture will decrease. So I don't care if you as wet as somebody put on here earlier, Aquafina, or you know, the wettest thing out there. As you get older and progress in age, our sexual functioning just changes. So I think it has more to do with how turned on and how into the person you are than it does just your size or your weight. That's just my opinion.
Big Belinda said that whether she's really into him or not, her wet is wet. I feel the same way. Too,
but everybody different.
So I'm wondering, is it just kind of like a biological thing? Like some of us are just wired to be more wet than others? I think so.
Okay. I truly think so. Some people don't have a problem, have extra moisture, don't need any lube, don't need any foreplay. Sometimes we just horny and you just be ready, just hot and ready. Right? And other times you need a little jump start. I think, but there is so much about sex that's mental. It's so much about sex that's mental, and I think we don't think about that part, right? If I'm stressed out at work, my kids getting on my nerves, my boo thing, babe, whoever is all pressuring me or wanting to have sex and I'm not in the mood, I'm gonna have a different response to when I've been backed up, I'm almost sexually frustrated and I've been waiting for this for days or whatever the case may be. You're gonna be a little bit differently prepared to begin with. I think it depends on your mood. I think it depends on who you're with. But also, some of us just have really high sex drives, right? Some of us are just naturally super duper wet. And that's just who we are. And that's just how our body operates. Whereas others, they may not be so wet, right? They may not be even into sex. Because not everybody is into sex.
Right.
Right? Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say about that part.
So when you're saying that, it takes me back to a conversation that you and I had last week where I was telling you that my mom empowered me at a really young age to take control of my body and my sexuality. And like, she gave me permission. She was like, it's okay, you know, at a young age, you know, a preteen. She explained masturbation and gave me permission and was like, look, you do what you do, but do it responsibly, right? And do it privately. I feel like maybe that set me up for experiences where I did not get into experiences of being with someone that I wasn't completely into didn't feel completely comfortable with, which led to me like never having that feeling of not being wet, not being turned on, not being comfortable, right? So if you're in a different mind space just about sex in general, and your power as a woman and making the right, the decisions that are best for you, instead of just going into it because everybody says that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? Or because you feel pressured into doing it.
Absolutely. We actually talked about that. We talked in depth. We had a really good conversation. I think a lot of times we don't really understand the connection between ourselves, our bodies, and how that relates to sex, right? Sexuality is not just who I'm attracted to or who I sleep with. My sexuality is how I show up as a person. It's how I show up in the world. It's who I am, right? So you can't have holistic this and holistic that and leave sexuality out, right? Because we are sexual beings. We cannot ignore that. Or we can ignore it. And in my opinion and experience, it then becomes harmful, right? The first book I ever contributed to, my chapter is Sex, Sexuality, and Gender, the Unspoken Connection to Mental Health. Lots of the clients that I see, they come see me because of issues that started way back in childhood. So your mom being open, honest, and comfortable with giving you your first toy at 13 and telling you that this is an okay thing to explore your body, I think sets you up to be a more sex positive person and probably to make some better decisions sexually as it goes with owning your body and what all it could do. The problem is so many times people are shamed as it relates to masturbation and as it relates to sexual experiences. But if I can't get myself there, how can I help somebody else get me there? If I don't know what feels good to me, how can I help the next person know what feels good to me? At the end of the day, masturbation takes place in the womb. Before we even breathe a breath of air on this earth, masturbation takes place in the womb. It is a natural part of our sexual development. How we respond to our partners, to our kids, to our whomever we are talking about sex. So for instance, I remember one time my son, we were driving and I was on the phone with Bay at the time, and I was like, what you trying to do? You trying to sound sexy? He's like, no, I was asleep. I was like, well, last night you were sleeping, you were sounding sexy. And my son said, ooh, mama, you said a bad word. I said, what word did I say bad? He said sex. I said, sex is not a bad word. It's just something kids shouldn't be doing. Again, when I caught my son, he sucked his thumb. I caught him one time, he was sucking his thumb, and then he had his other hand and he was, playing with his penis or whatever, right? Because kids do that. It's natural, right? When you touch yourself and you feel good, what do? You keep touching yourself. So kids do the same thing, right? And so I just taught him that's something that you don't do in front of other people, mommy or your sisters. You do that in private. That's all I taught him. My son's only about to be 9 now. This conversation probably happened when he was 6 or 7, but that's setting him up not to be traumatized as it relates to the touching up and self-exploration or masturbation or whatever you want to label it. Is teaching him that it's okay for him to touch himself. It's okay for him to enjoy touching himself, but there's a time and a place for which he needs to touch himself. So I don't want my son to be labeled a sex offender. I don't want him to get in a position where he's going to put himself in harm's way, being a Black or brown boy in today's society. So I have to teach him and I have to empower him, and I have to empower and teach my girls the same thing. So what your mom did is what most of the parents need to do. But instead, I know somebody put something on there about how could you not like sex. I'm going to circle back to that. And somebody else put something on there about sexual abuse. So I want to make sure I circle back to that as well. But because our parents and their parents weren't comfortable talking about sex, these are conversations that do not occur. We're waiting until it's too late, until somebody is pregnant, or until X, Y, and Z is happening. The level of sex ed in the U.S. sucks. Yeah. Right? All we teach is STI and pregnancy. There is so much more to our human development, our sexual development, pleasure, being secure in oneself. There's so many more things that need to be discussed in our school systems that really aren't being discussed in our school systems, point blank, period. So your mom set you up to be more comfortable in the body you're in. And I think that's why we're having this discussion today, because sex in a larger body doesn't equal, ooh, it doesn't equal I'm not having sex. It doesn't equal I don't like sex. It just simply equals my body looks different than your body, but it doesn't mean that I'm not getting none.
Exactly.
Right. So if you assume that, that's your own ignorance, right? Like I said, the ones that be all in the public be the ones low key in the inbox, right? I got a cousin who's a larger body woman, and she always be talking about they be trying to fat shame in here, but then they be in my DM.
And the first time you ignore them, then they call you out of your name. It's like, that's the best thing you can do.
The fat or larger bodies and the skinny and not so large bodies too. Some of us get the same thing. Not saying it's the same treatment, but once they get rejected, they gonna come pow anyway.
Absolutely.
Their own securities. Yeah. So Sacred Thick Madam said, how can someone not like sex?
Right.
For sex is so much more for some people. For instance, I'm a sapiosexual, right? So what that means is you have to turn me on intellectually first. You got to stimulate my mind before you can stimulate my body, right? You're gonna get the greater response from me when you can stimulate this. You can own and have all of the goods at that point, right? And so sex is secondary for me, right? Someone who's a demisexual, same thing. The emotional connection is first for them. The sex is secondary for them. So everybody is not just a wham bam, thank you ma'am, I want to have sex. For some people, and I'm not saying that makes you a hoe or a slut, I'm just saying we're all built and we all like what we like, right? So I always say don't yuck someone else's yum, right? Just because I don't like it and it's not for me doesn't mean that what they are doing is wrong, disgusting, etc.
Yes. Love it.
So somebody said something about sexual abuse.
Yes.
Can we go back to that?
It was Leo Leah 810, and she said that she was abused as a child. It definitely plays a part mentally for me at times when it comes to enjoying sex.
Absolutely. So you're looking at someone who's a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, and I am a huge proponent of sex positivity, and I'm also a huge proponent of consent. I also am really big at what we were just talking about, which is parents talking to their kids about sex. I'm literally doing a workshop next weekend on that in my area for my nonprofit. Like, I am really big on that because we have to break these generational ignorance as it relates to talking about sex. But what I would say to someone who has been sexually abused is, if you're still, because I see it all the time, my clients, right? They'll come in and they'll say, I was trying to have sex with my partner and then something happened and I had to stop it. Like it triggered a memory, or they said something or they did something that resembled when I was being abused and it stopped, right? So there are different types of therapy that help. I'm not talking about just traditional talk therapy, like EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It's very helpful because what it does is it retrains your brain on how it thinks about a thing, right? So I know that I was sexually abused. I know what happened to me, but I don't have any nightmares, flashbacks, intrusive thoughts, or anything. And I went through EMDR probably like 11 years ago, and that does not impact my sex life. So we got to make sure we're taking care of ourselves and we're not putting ourselves in situations that are going to cause more harm.
Right.
You know what I mean? When it comes to how comfortable we are with sex, and then being aware of the things that make sex uncomfortable for us, right? It could be being tied up, or it could be talking dirty. It could be being smacked. It could be whatever it is for you, but making sure you have open lines of communication with your partner or partners or potential partners about what you like and what you dislike, right? Communication is still key in all of this, right? Absolutely. Because if it's something that I don't if it's something that I don't like and I don't communicate that to you, then there's a chance you may do this and I might have a negative response to it, right? I may have a traumatic response to it. And it could definitely impede on the sexual experience.
I love that. And so I think what we have kind of learned today through all of these conversations, which are amazing conversations, is that at the end of the day, good sex has nothing to do with size.
Nope.
Everything to do with education.
Yep.
Everything
education
to do with and with your
communication.
Overall. Yes, if you have a healthy mind, have a healthy body, have a healthy relationship with sex and with yourself and with the person that you're engaging with, that's what makes good sex. It doesn't matter if you're 120 pounds.
You see Sweet Tiana? Or you see what she just said?
No. Oh, where? Hold on. Oh, I would love this convo.
It's coming. No pun intended.
Yes. Yes. So, I don't know if you saw the beginning, Sweet Tiana, but this is going to be a weekly conversation. It's not always going to be just sex, but we are diving deep into all of these nuances of living in a larger body and clearing up some of the stereotypes, some of the gaps, some of the misinformation, and just having this real raw, candid conversation, because there are so many things that we need to discuss and that, you know, we walk around with as our truths that not everybody understand, you know, and some of it is not, most of it is not from wanting to misunderstand, you know, or label or have stereotypes. It's just, you guys, some people don't have those same experiences, and we never are going to come to a common ground if we don't talk about it, right? So, LaRonda Givens, I hear you, sis.
Yeah, I actually got a podcast. It's called Naked Truth, and I need to get Jay on there so we can actually talk about sex in the larger body.
I am game.
It's new, so don't go looking for it. It's not released yet, but it's coming very, very soon.
Oh, honey, thank you so much. You know what? I'm tired of everybody feeling unseen too. And that was the reason why I did this. It's because I feel like the world needs to hear us, see us, feel us, understand us, and love us. Because we are just as important and just as valid as everybody else. So
yeah, and the thing about it is, ignorance is a lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Right? So we gotta, when we open up the platforms to have these candid conversations, that's where learning can take place. Absolutely. That's where stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination can be debunked, right? Absolutely. Because when someone's saying something that we definitely don't agree with and it's not our truth, and we come at them in a certain way, we're just perpetuating exactly what they're perpetuating on us. So we have to learn how to have these conversations where actual learning and change can take place. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, hey, they know, like I met a lady once. I mean, she has HIV, right? She was having more sex than I was having. People are like, huh? I'm like, yeah. Having HIV and having different things does not stop people from having sex. No. You gotta disclose and you have safe sex. But she was really exploring her sexuality and really enjoying this newfound joy in sex. And so it's just really about communicating.
Yes.
Having a greater confidence and understanding in self. And that definitely, we can go deeper in your group on that. Yes. But once you're comfortable with you, you're going to be more comfortable with your partner. Absolutely. You're going to be able to profess your no's and stick with your yeses, right?
Yes.
And again, don't yell someone else's yum. It's really important that we understand that, right? Just because it's not for you doesn't make it wrong, nasty, or dirty.
Absolutely. And I think that is the perfect note to end on. Instagram is giving my 1 minute, 30-second countdown. They're about to kick me off. I think that's a perfect stopping point. I want to thank you. I want to thank Jazz at My 600-Pound Life. I want to thank Big Bone Belinda for joining me, and all of you guys for joining in the conversation. being here, supporting. Please share out. I will be repurposing this into IGTV. So it will be up so you can share with all of your people. So I will let you guys know as soon as I get that up. I love you all. There is a link in my stories if you want to submit to come on live with me for one of our other topics. Please click and sign up because I want to bring you guys on face to face. All of you.